Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Friday the 24th of May. So, what we got in store today? Well, firstly, let's just have a look at what's just happened. In fact, let's just look at we'll come up here onto Forex Factory, and yesterday, we saw the PMI data coming out. Bit mixed, unfortunately for France. Let everyone down a little bit there with the lower services data. It went back into contraction. Their manufacturing still is in contraction, so it's still falling. The German data came out really well though, both exceeding expectations. Still contracting manufacturing though, but it's not contracting as much as it was. Eurozone as a whole, again, just reflecting the data from those two larger countries. UK, we saw the manufacturing coming up and actually starting to see expansion there, but we saw a little bit of not a contraction, but we saw a slowdown in services there. Also, in the afternoon, we saw good figures from the US there, so manufacturing and services both surpassing the expectations there. Today then, retail sales UK was expected to come in low, but according to the news there, due to the rain, bad weather stops people going and spending, particularly on clothes, it seems. So no one's got any clothes at the moment, so shopping down. Anyway, moving on for the rest of the day, what we got that's important. We got some retail sales in Canada. Sorry, it's a bad habit that. Well, that's very low rating. Normally, we might see a little blip if you actually trading the Canadian dollar, but I don't expect too much there. Core durable goods is the key one here this afternoon for the US, but again, you can see here by the impact colour, it's not as strong as it used to be. Consumer sentiment there at 3 o'clock, that doesn't move massively either, to be fair. There should be an orange anyway, so nothing too big there, but we're left to the technicals then. So looking at the euro dollar, and we can see that it's sliding down. It's actually broken beyond its original trend line there at the moment, and it's just looking at where the trend line is. Actually, it's not too bad here, because if you draw it from down here, it depends where you draw it. If you draw the nearer term one, it's broken it. If you draw it from down here somewhere, it's got a bit more of a it's a bit further away. It's before it starts breaking that, but it's certainly broken the tighter one. But the trend is arguably it's still overall up here in this time frame. However, it's looking weak, and selling this could be fine. However, where do you sell it? Well, the answer is back into the daily pivot if it gets there. See what it does. It's the point where selling might happen or could happen is into that sort of level. If it breaks beyond that, I'll just leave it alone. Yesterday, it sort of it was the news that gave it this movement earlier on in the morning. It then just carried on pushing, so that was a leave it alone. We had a couple of trades setting up nicely yesterday, just never materialized. The pound dollar, well, that came off. It's right old mess. It's just come from the dailies here. It's holding up half decently compared to maybe the euro there, but yesterday it did come off with that data coming out. It's not helped it this morning so far. It is right on its quarterly pivot in terms of support though, and it's 4 hourly 50, so we'll see how it holds. The euro's holding up at the moment. Maybe the pound will hold up okay on this daily pivot, not that far away. It's just what it will do afterwards. Judging by what we've seen most of this week, every day, chop comes to mind. US dollar yen, we're still seeing this very gradual move to the upside here. gradually working its way up. I mean, the focus seems to be on the US dollar all of the time and interest rates so much, and it looks like it's even lesser chance of interest rates being dropped. It's now moved back to December that the first interest rate cut is fully priced in. So, well, we'll see. But for now, the yen is soft, and there's a slight incline. Hardly anything over the week when you look at it. I don't know, you'd have made a few points there. Actually, it's better than it actually looks, maybe because of the bigger moves there. But saw quite a decent move yesterday, but really whipsawy and probably big enough to take anyone out of the long trade on that retracement there at 3 o'clock. Anyway, for now, pushing up solidly. I say on 3 o'clock bar. Aussie dollar. Here's one I wanted to trade yesterday. I quite like the short side potential on this. It's failed to break the inverted head and shoulder pattern. That's the way it broke, and it's pulled back within the range at the moment. It's on the 4 hourly. We've got lower highs coming through. It drawn, or we'd seen a half decent flag yesterday. I was looking around about 9 o'clock actually. I was waiting for it to break down below the lows there. I had everything set up. I ended up putting a sell order in with a stop 20 pips away. We had a decent target on it of around about 50 pips. Well, it just didn't happen. Then we got the US news come out, and well, eventually it happened later in the evening there. But for today, again, potential further downside is sitting right on this around this quarterly pivot. You see it better on the 4 hourly here. But I was looking for that 200 moving average. Maybe if we see a break of these levels here below 65.94, we got potential for it to run back down towards that 200 moving average. It might be, we were talking about another cross pair again. This might be one for the Monday, but would quite fancy it today if it starts moving. US dollar CAD, you beauty, is continuing to move its way up north, and it's not too far away from target. It's just moving quite solidly. It looked like at one stage yesterday that was going to pull back within and probably start losing me some money, but it's pushed up. It's holding up pretty well up here. Maybe we'll see it pull back towards its daily pivot here, but the consolidation nearer the high would suggest further upside. I wouldn't go looking to buy this right now, particularly with the prior highs that are sort of sitting here. It might just stifle it somewhat. In fact, it's run through its body. So I'm just looking at the other highs it's been running around here. Just may have stalled it. New Zealand dollar holding up better than the Aussie, but pretty similar, more similar to the euro than the Aussie at the moment. It's just holding up there, but it's flat. It's sitting on, it's got both its weekly pivot and its quarterly pivot as support at the moment. A break of that area, I would like to, if I saw that, I'd be looking on the shorter side of that. But again, it's one of those I was almost waiting until, I'd rather it happen next week than this week. Obviously we'll have lost a weekly pivot at that stage, but this quarterly pivot's just proving a bit intransigent. Doesn't want to move, stubborn, stuck. Anyway, we'll see if it does start moving. Hurrah! The Swissy slowly working its way up there. Yesterday it just really didn't do too much at all, but it's a bit like the yen in terms of this slower movement. There's not a great deal of strong momentum in it, and you look at it on the lower time frames and you can see why. It's just sort of again running a bit sideways here, so no real interest to me at the moment. Right, I'm going to look at the cross pairs in the room in a short while. Let's just have a look at the gold is down. We know that because I already looked this morning. Gold came off quite solidly yesterday. Obviously it's done its double top. A break of the low between the two highs would be a trigger for that sort of on a bigger scale. I'd expect a bigger correction from that. We really have seen it coming off here over the last previous couple of days. It's probably people starting to panic now on some of that. Those that genuinely believe should be buying at this stage. Right, around this area. Oil still coming off here into its back to its quarterly pivot once again. It does again another one that looks like it could roll over here. It's sort of it had put a pivot swing in there yesterday, and it's looking. It's not too far away from its lows, this consolidation. Untouched pivot at the moment. Would love to see that hit. Maybe have a look this afternoon at a short on it. S&Ps. Whoa, what's going on here? Bearish engulfing. That's a key reversal bar. Not particularly keen on shorting against this market, but it's probably doing what it should be doing in some respects. It is the lower potential, of interest rate cuts is probably killing it. I've said it many times, but we were seeing 3 interest rate cuts when it was pushing up here, and we're possibly seeing 1 now in December, and yet the markets are pushing up, so the interest rate element in there is questionable. There are some good numbers coming out. Nvidia yesterday beat this trend. If you look at Nvidia on their own, you'll see that it flew yesterday with some good old, I was going to say chipper results there, just to get a chip in there. But anyway, looking at a touch on the softer side at the moment, this S&Ps. Maybe for intraday shorts is fine, but be careful, it can be a mean one. Same thing here, we're seeing Nasdaq key reversal, just looking soft. A break of that 4 hourly to 50, could see it coming down to its monthly pivot, but again with all of these I would only be looking at intraday if I was shorting them, and I'm not going to be. Lower highs coming through on the Dow. Again, consolidation does look soft. Maybe we'll see further downsides through there. The DAX following suit here. It's not to the same extent, but it's been doing it for longer. It's just been coming off. I mentioned this yesterday. It just doesn't look like it's got the legs now. It's run out of legs. It's got the lower highs coming through on the 4 hourlies. It's got, structurally it just looks weaker. And what it's done here with this current move, again looking soft. It's running away from its daily pivot. Doesn't look good. It's put a lower high in this morning, confirmed lower high. Looks on the soft side. And the FTSE following suit, really. No different. Looking soft. Lower highs, even though the data came out poor today. There's a belief that rates will hold on longer, and we're seeing the stubborn inflation data possibly will cause this, and of course with the pound we've got the unknown now coming through in terms of the elections. So I'll leave you there. I wish you a great day, and I'll catch you tomorrow morning. No, it won't be tomorrow morning, because I'm going to have a weekend like everyone else. It will be closed. So I'll catch you on Monday morning. Take care. Bye for now. Great weekend.